Blackbird on Apple TV Plus is one of the most suspenseful crime drama series since Mindhunter. It is based on the real-life experiences of drug dealer Jimmy Keene, Taron Egerton, who was asked to become friends with prisoner Larry Hall, Paul Walter Hauser, in exchange for having his own sentence reduced. In spite of the fact that Larry was serving time for the kidnapping and murder of a young girl named Jessica Roach, authorities thought he was possibly responsible for many other murders and kidnappings. It was hoped that Jimmy could become friends with Larry and persuade him to reveal not only the crimes he had committed but also the locations of the bodies' graves. As Jimmy gets to know Larry in the hopes of persuading the probable serial killer to confess, tension rises over the course of the first 5 episodes of the series. Along with dealing with Carter, a dishonest prison guard, Jimmy also has to worry about his father Big Jim, Ray Liotta, playing one of his final performances, a retired police officer who suffered a stroke after Jimmy was arrested and imprisoned. Beginning with a hallucination in which Jimmy sees his father and him playing baseball, the last episode opens with Jimmy dreaming he is strangling one of Larry's victims while Larry is present. He awakens in his cell, where Larry is standing guard. Larry claims that he believes Jimmy has had nightmares about the killings he confessed to in the previous episode because of his stories, and Jimmy accuses him of fabricating the confessions, which infuriates Larry. Jimmy has other issues aside from whether or not Larry is telling the truth. Carter, a prison officer, visits Jimmy in his cell and demands to know who he is working for, despite Jimmy's refusal to disclose his employer because Carter has revealed to everyone that Jimmy is a snitch, endangering Carter's life. Larry had constructed a map with dots on it and encircled it with 21 carved wooden falcons, which Larry claims look over the deceased when Jimmy discovers him in the wood shop that evening. He then talks to Jimmy about a girl named Trisha Riedler, revealing to him that he choked and stabbed her to death before burying her where no one will find her. He says he will send them to his twin brother. Jimmy asks Larry to give the police the map that, in his opinion, pinpoints the locations of Larry's victims since they are running out of time before they have to return to their cells, and Jimmy wants the families of the missing girls and women to be able to find closure. Larry refuses, claiming that if he did, he would never be released, and he anticipates succeeding in his appeal so that he can be set free and have a normal life, presumably murdering more girls. In a fit of rage, Jimmy tells Larry he will never be released from prison and named him a deranged monster, exposing his own deception. Jimmy waits in the hopes that he can inform the authorities about Larry's confession and map while prison guards separate them. Instead, he is forced into solitary confinement, unable to get in touch with those who could aid him outside, and helpless to stop Larry from sending his brother crucial evidence via the internet. Jimmy turns to drawing blood from his fingers to reproduce the map on his cell wall while he still remembers it because he can't find a pencil to record what he saw. Gary, Larry's brother, is visited in the interim by detectives Brian Miller and Lauren McCauley. Gary seemed to have realized how dangerous his brother is when he tells the cops about a female hitchhiker he and Larry came across and nearly assaulted. The real map and wooden birds eventually arrive at Larry's house, where Larry's father burns them. Jimmy is then able to tell Lauren what he saw on Larry's map after being released from solitary confinement. She learns from Jimmy's testimony that they finally had the proof required to reject Larry's plea for release and that Larry had previously told him about the murders of Jessica Roach and Trisha Riedler. Jimmy is released in the closing scenes, visibly upset that he was unable to convince Larry to reveal the whereabouts of the dead, even though he has obtained a confession from him that guarantees his death and custody. He goes back to his father and starts a business. Larry receives a visit from his brother who is incarcerated. Gary begs him to confess, and the episode's last note reveals that Larry did confess 15 killings to his brother but quickly changed his mind. He will spend the rest of his life behind bars.